Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 28 of Star Chasers, our Spelljammer campaign. Episode 28, Into the Fire.
Nailed it, Cece.
So, I miss it.
Eventually.
She's like... Now I called too much attention to it, I'm sorry, but...
Last time... the main crew, not the interns, the bridge crew, I guess is a nicer way to say that, returned to Windvania's tower on the planet Geneva, to find her just in a state. She had a rough first date. She cut her own bangs. She's listening to sad girl music, eating lots of Moose Tracks ice cream. And you all provided her with some whiskey and a shot of stew, and helped her get through some stuff while also encouraging her and easing her woes. Then Storm used the non-copyright infringing Gallantier, I think is what we call it.
Gallantier.
Gallantier, I think
that, yes.
is the best one we've come up with so far. So Gallantier, to spy on this cat cult that's kind of been on the periphery, and a couple other things. Figure out where the thing they want is. It turns out it's in the same dragon's hoard, and I was told to get a second dragon.
Get a second dragon.
Who's named Crimzano. We discussed.
The second dragon is now Crimzano, yes.
Off stream. And he wants to make you a spicy meatball. The group reconvened, and Warminster told them that a spaceship is trying to double park you all in. Which is hard because I mean it's 3-dimensional space. They'd have to more like crush your ship to really yes. Park you in. And that is where we left off, and we had some brief discussion pre-stream over what the plan is. So I will pass it over to the players. What's your plan, everybody? What can I do to foil it since I'm listening to you?
Well, as we left off, we were talking about stuffing the seeing stone in the bag of holding.
Okay.
Which will hide it from sight.
Yes, and from anything that searches this plane. But late in the stream, I remembered I had just gotten a new spell for the intent of helping Marley's magical sleep. And so, Hester will say, wait, I have something for this. And I will cast Nystul's Magic Aura in order to... Let's see, what kind of spell is it, by the way? It's an illusion spell, almost certainly, right? Yes, it's illusion. All right, so yes, I will take the Seeing Stone and cast Nystul's Magic Aura, and among its properties is I can give it a false aura, or mask its aura. You change the way the target appears to spells and magical effects that detect creature types such as Paladin, Divine Sense of the trigger. Choose a creature type and other spells. Nope. False aura. You change the way the target appears to spells and magical effects such as detect magic that detect magical auras. You can make a non-magical object appear magical, a magical object appear non-magical, or change the object's magical aura so that it appears to belong to a specific school of magic. So I'm going to make this Gallantier appear non-magical from the first jump. That way, when they come looking for it, we will then claim it's too late, it's not here. Where it really is in this dragon's hoard. And you're just going to have to commit your whole cult to helping us. So with permission... Oh, I do have to touch it.
I can cast protection from evil and good on you while you do it.
I can guidance you.
It's a saving throw. Anybody have resistance?
You would need, guidance won't help you. I know we did that last time, and
it's charisma, and my rolls are not going to help.
No, they would help Storm. They would not help you.
That's right. Do we just want to shove it in the bag of holding then?
That's fine, and let's use the spell on something else to make something else appear to be.
Well, but that won't help if we're trying to be like, it's over there.
Oh, right. Okay,
Right.
well then maybe we don't need it just yet. Because you don't want to touch it. I can pop it in my bag with Mage Paw without using a saving throw, right? So, how heavy is it?
Did we ever get confirmation what the save was?
It's a charisma save. You mean what the DC is?
Yeah.
It's I passed it with a 19.
So for everything you have done with it so far, it is DC 15.
Okay.
If you try and push it, like Storm suggested, not just finding the gate to Zyvan, if you want to look into a different sphere or plane, that is a higher DC, but baseline is 15. Hester just passed it the first time.
Yes. I love the plan. I am a little worried that it gets boned from the jump.
Mm-hmm. We don't want to peer into the void.
Yes.
What if we just
see, Marley? See, Mother? I'm doing the sensible thing. Stick it in the bag. They have to detect things on another plane in order to find it anyway. It's less ironclad, but it's still pretty good.
Okay, I have one concern. What if they can tell if we're lying or doing any sort of deception?
Yeah, if they ask me.
Like, right, if we, I mean, beyond even the bluff capabilities of any of us, naturally, like, is there some way to
what if they zone a truth
thoughts? Is there not a detection, or I don't have anything like that.
Yeah, I sure didn't take anything.
I can read their thoughts. Does that help us?
Possibly.
Let's see if. Oh no, your mom has nothing that's helpful. Well, Vania might. What are Vania spells?
Yeah, what's Vania got?
She's sort of here.
Yeah, I remember asking Man Shun if he could teach me that spell, and he was like, "Sure, if you just have an 8th level spell slot lying around or what have you." So, the one that fully guards your mind.
Non-detection or mind
no,
blank?
non-detection I have, I think.
Yeah,
I don't have it prepared, but I have it.
He had cast mind blank upon himself, upon his person.
Right.
Okay, Windvania has the following spells. Let's see, Charm Person. That I think might be useful. Charm Person, Crown of Madness, Non-Detection, Tongues, Protection from Energy, Greater Invisibility, Odaluk's Resilient Sphere, Contact Other Plane. She loves to do that.
Absolutely not.
And Mass Suggestion.
I like that one.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
If she can, list. I will suggest, and by that I mean lowercase s suggest, that she cast non-detection in the room. Well, see, then it looks like we're up to something. No, stuff the thing in the bag. Storm, you're our face. Just talk them into going with us to Chaosium. I'm getting better at guessing names the first time through.
Chaosstrom.
Chaosstrom.
Haha. Yeah. That's how close I was.
Damon Hellstrom plays Call of Cthulhu. Chaosstrom.
Yes. So yes, we will say Ignan has your portal. They have our library. We want the same thing. We are of common purpose. Let's go there together.
What's our story? How do we know that he has the portal?
Because we've been looking into other stuff.
He killed my mother. We're not even lying. She saw it while she was there. Now we're lying. But we are burying
your mother
it.
can lie. Like
that's right. Haha. Her primary stat is also charisma.
So, yeah. I saw the portal. So, can she get in my head? You can get in my head. Just transfer the image of it so she can talk about it with some degree of authority and incorporate it into her experience, maybe.
Oh, the standing stones. Do we still have a picture of it? We never had a picture of it. We saw the picture of it.
I did a sketch. I would imagine it was a sort of Stonehenge sort of what's on the surface of the planet currently.
Yeah.
Okay, so between the two of you, you appeal to the fact that they're cat kind and you're totally cool with their agenda, man. And Mother, you convince them that you have seen this personally, which again is only half a lie. And Marley,
she will not.
Absolutely stay absolutely quiet, dear. We need you to say just 100% nothing.
And we are here waiting to meet them because Honey of Bees told us that Eyes of Fire would be here, and also Edge of Tomorrow and
yes,
Friend of Foe. I like how we're calling him Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Die, rinse, repeat. What's it called? Live, die, repeat.
That's right.
LDR.
No, die, rinse, repeat. I like that. That's
dry, rinse. DR.
Mm-hmm.
DRR. Okay.
Okay. Yes, we have absolutely contacted their people. We were also interested. We actually looked into your seeing stones, and it turns out my mother saw them when she was in the Dragon's Horde. We're barely lying.
Right. Do they know? They know that Winbania has a seeing stone.
They edge of the axe,
Edge of the world.
Edge of the, yep.
Friend of Foe.
Tomorrow.
He's Edge of Tomorrow. That's perfectly fine. Edge. Yeah, it's perfectly fine.
He's played by Tom Cruise.
Friend of Foe reported back to them that they saw it while they were here. So also we have to kind of convince them that the dragon took it, that it's simply not here.
Well, they said their main goal is the gate to Zyvan.
Yes.
The gallons here was if we can't
find it, right?
This would be pretty great to have.
Okay,
if
so
if you think you can distract them enough to be like, we know where your gate is, they're cats. They'll be like, what?
Huh?
Well, the other thing too is like if that's all they want to look in the stone for, well, we've already done the work for them,
right?
Yeah.
And we're actually not lying.
Yes, we still have to convince them that we're not lying, but we're mostly not. We know that's where it is. My mother really was in the Dragon's Horde. You are interested in them, though it may not be to be of common purpose, but at the very least. And then we have a cat court going to the same place that we had a concern about how we were going to get into without just offering up our interns, and they just leveled up. It feels cruel.
Then they can throw cats at the problem.
That's
always
right.
a good solution.
Cat zealots.
So go in there and knock down all of his glasses.
That's right. Start walking around. The dragon's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Oh, did you like this?
My shelves.
Yeah.
All the things on all my shelves. I was in Paladin.
He played Paladin. The show was called Have Gun Will Travel. Thank you.
Ooh. Wow. Well, that's egg on my face.
Have egg will cast on face. Right. So good. All right, and we are just here waiting for them. So we can hang with Winbania. You want to make some drinks or some food?
Well, we did tidy up
casual
the
vibe. We did. It looks good.
And Winbania, your fringe is looking much better now. Thank you, Storm. You've done a wonder. Just an angle, yeah.
It's good. The loom.
A druid crafts some flowers in her hair.
Yeah.
Nice. Flowers are really a nice touch. Let's get some catnip in the room.
Perfect. I imagine that's
serious.
No, for sure.
Can I druid craft some catnip? Then?
Sure.
Awesome. Okay, so that's gonna set the vibe in the space.
Yeah, we have the hookup.
Should we make a cheese platter of catnip?
Well, and we're waiting for them, right? That's part of our. So we don't need to be like, "Oh, we didn't see you come in." We can just be like, "Oh,
we've
finally
been expecting you."
Absolutely.
And we have this and have some food and how great to meet you. Right.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Mother, any last-minute lectures about how lying is wrong or something like that? I went to university.
It's wrong.
Oh, we paid for that university for you to just lie your pants off.
I would just say that my junior thesis was 80% bullcrap.
What I'm hearing is that whiskey bottle I found under your bed was yours and you weren't hiding it for a friend.
That was a friend. I'm a grown woman. I'm 4'3" now.
Okay.
Are you taller than your mom too? She's
so
a gnome.
academic.
She's a gnome.
Oh, that's true. Haha. Well, it depends. How do you run it? I always think gnomes are smaller. In Mirador, gnomes are smaller.
I believe.
But...
Okay, well, if in Mirador gnomes are smaller, then she is smaller than you.
Haha.
So now she thinks you're freakishly outsized.
I mean, it's
not freakishly.
Yeah, the giant is freakishly outsized.
Yes.
A size only a mother could love.
Okay, so as you are waiting, the door creaks open. Warminster, Knifey, and Alvar kind of slide in. And Alvar's like, there's a lot going on. Honey of Bees and Joseph Winters. Honey of Bees is like, oh my god, oh yeah, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Fantastic.
They all slide in.
Oh, Honey of Bees and Joseph Winters are here too?
Yes, their ship has arrived.
And is all the Winter's bone here? Winter's bite? His tooth? Getting there?
I love Winter's bone. Keep saying it. It's going to piss off Captains. Winters.
Yes.
It's Winter's tooth. Okay, Winter's pancreas.
Not even a phrase.
Well, let's see. Certainly the elves aren't here, but is our dwarf friend and our mentisman?
Yeah, they will eventually. So it's getting a little crowded in here.
Yeah.
The mantismen probably didn't want to bug us.
Yes, juggle approximately 40 NPCs.
Okay, you got it.
We'll wait.
Someone cast silence on all of them.
That's convenient.
They're just saying rutabaga over and over again.
Peas and carrots.
Watermelon and rutabagas. I don't know why you would pick such hard words to say.
It's got a lot of mouth movements.
Let's see. Okay. So, after a time, let's see, how many Tabaxi come in? We get 1, 2...
Is it like a clown car?
3, 4.
Roll a d6 to see how many Tabaxis come in.
Does Yakety Sax play when they all come in?
But it's mixed with the Imperial March.
Right. That would be quite a mashup.
Yes.
It's the Imperial March, but in a major key.
Nice.
Which is what in Rebels is the actual Imperial theme, and I love it.
Oh, nice. And Edge of the World and Friend of Foe aren't coming up the steps of the lift or anything, right?
No, but they are there, and they seem a little tired, as if maybe they just climbed the outside of the tower.
Oh, well.
Okay.
They do have a climb speed.
Yeah, so entering our Edge of the World, Friend of Foe, the person you recognize as Peak of the Mountains, Storm. A bald cat, which a sphinx cat that Storm would also recognize as the True Eyes of Fire. And then 2 other Tabaxi. So what's that? 6? 6.
6 Tabaxi. All in a row. I am going to bow deeply, doffing my feathered hat. And I am going to say, welcome, friends. Welcome, Eyes of Fire. Let me just say on behalf of our host, Winvania, that we are very grateful to make your acquaintance. Having been alerted to your imminent arrival by Honey Bees. Please let us know if there's anything we can do to make your visit more pleasurable. We have sprigs of catnip about for your pleasure. There's some food in preparation. And I believe there might be some milk in the offer.
Peak of the Mountains steps forward and says, "You all are so kind. This welcome is unnecessary. You did not have to go to so much trouble. We had some simple questions for the wizard, but we see we have There's quite an audience here currently. Perhaps we can come back at a different time, as to not be so troublesome.
Oh, no trouble at all. I mean, we're entirely here due to you. Hoping to meet you and make your acquaintance. If you need to speak with Winvania, we are her trusted confidants. So anything you can say to her, you can say to us. Yes.
Kind of looks over at the rather large crowd and says, "All of you are her trusted confidants."
Well, yes.
Because there's like 15, 20 of you.
Oh, sorry.
Well,
I mean, I'm referring to.
also, our pilots and captains are here. They're not as in the inner circle.
Right. I'm sorry. Just to clarify.
Alvar. What?
Yeah, he's like eating something. He's like middle.
You could have done a dish.
Lily, Marley and I.
He says, "Well, we don't mean to be rude. There's, of course, nothing that needs hidden. We had wished not to bother the considerable prowess of the wizard, but it has come to our attention that perhaps she has an artifact we might have some use for in locating our true prize. And if you indeed were waiting for us, we'd love to discuss further further things, details on your journey, and perhaps express some of the facets of our way of life."
Always up for a story and new encounters. What artifact were you interested in?
We are searching for a gateway, but we cannot find it. Traditional magics have it has eluded our traditional magics, and we heard that the great Winvania had a seeing stone, a particularly powerful one.
Well, Winvania?
She says, "Yes, it's around here somewhere."
No.
No? Your mom kind of elbows her as hard as she can, and your mom just starts rubbing her elbow like, "Ow."
You hear bones.
Message behind a cough that you've recently mislaid it. It's missing.
Oh, that's bad. I seem to have misplaced it. I am getting forgetful. I've been distracted lately. I'm sorry. But even without it, I am a seer of some talent.
That's an excellent point. Perhaps Winvania can answer your question without use of this.
Your mom kind of looks at you, Lily, like she's blowing up her spot. She's not good at this.
Yeah, no, I know. I also went to uni and graduated with a Bachelor of Divination. But I believe, more importantly, my mother might have just the lead you're looking for. Winvania, dear, that's enough. You can just we'll talk about it in a second, dear. Why don't you go get some refreshments?
I'll go see if the pizza rolls are done.
She just went through a bad breakup.
It's just been
She hasn't quite been the same since.
It's been a lot.
Yeah, the two other Tabaxi who have been unnamed so far, like, yeah, we get it.
Yeah, we've all been there.
But Hester stands forward and says, "Thank you, dear. Yes, I believe my associates they met two of your friends earlier and said you were looking for a gate of some kind. I recently encountered a dragon on the planet Chaostrum, and I believe he was in possession of such a gate, amongst many other treasures. Some of which we seek for personal and varied reasons. Together, perhaps we could assault this dragon's lair."
Well, that sounds like a really great idea to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna back her up with a little inspiration.
Okay.
Meow.
What's your inspiration die, Timothy? Storm?
It's a D10.
Oh, a
this
D10.
level.
Excellent.
Oh wait, is it? I might go up to D10 at 10th level. I think it's D8.
D8. Okay.
Yep.
Where am I D8 at?
D8. Yep.
There we go. Find the appropriate D8. Okay, excellent. Okay.
Could I put a hand on her shoulder and give her guidance too?
Sure. Stacking the cards in her favor.
It's yeah, that
And
sounds
I
like a
have
great idea. Pat.
I have another ripcord should we need it, but I'd like to.
Oh no, she's good. She good. Oh, there it is. There's my matching D4. I rolled the same thing. That's fun. Okay. Peak of Mountains doesn't know
Who
what to...
we are to believe is Eyes of Fire? Is that correct?
Correct.
That is
that is the ruse.
I also haven't introduced myself yet.
Seems a little taken aback at your offer, not in a well, we're not going to do that way, but in a I don't actually make important decisions way.
Yes, I see.
Oh, so Amidala stunt double this dilemma,
Yes,
right?
it's like
I'm actually Kira Knightley.
My career's ahead of me. Don't worry, darling. But right now,
So yes, that does seem that it would put us perhaps of common purpose. What say you? Eyes of Fire, do I have that correct? I will be addressing Peak of Mountains directly.
Peak of Mountains stammers, and the Sphinx cat says, "No, I'm sorry, we never introduced ourselves. I am Eyes of Fire."
and I say, and I am Storm of Star.
Piece of carrots, piece of carrots, piece of carrots.
He says, "A pleasure to meet you, Storm of Stars." And he kind of pauses for a second. But it passes momentarily. And he says, "You have much information, and it is most illuminating and interesting. You plan a full frontal assault on a dragon of some renown?"
Ideally, we'd like to perhaps stage a distraction and allow a sort of stealth team to go in and acquire what we need to. Or perhaps create a two-pronged assault, some variation on that. At least that's where we've been thinking, without the notion of additional support, which is really freshly introduced with your arrival.
He says, "And out of a base curiosity, as you know what I seek, what do you seek in this dragon's hoard?"
Before I embarrass myself making it up.
You've been like one off on all of them.
I know, that's my favorite part of it.
Quite close.
Blood crystal. Are we talking about the blood crystal raven skull?
At least one.
I was planning on hiding that
traditionally-
part, and so it's the
Cool.
that's the Library of Avernus. No, it's the library of one of
Library of Celestia.
the Celestia.
It is Celestia.
Yeah,
I would have had to look
yeah.
that up too.
Uh,
I was about to say Alexandria, and I was like, that's not right. That's real.
So yes, I would message Storm of give up the library, not the Raven Skull.
Copy. See, we seek the Library of Celestia,
Interesting.
which our companion here can attest was in the Horde, as well as the gate, perhaps, which you seek.
Yes. Hester will say, yes, a full library. The dragon seems content to grab full buildings. The whole gate. A full library.
And the dragon's name is Ignan.
Yeah, he's a real asshole. No personal experience or anything.
Eyes of Fire says, a library of such renown could do a great many things for the universe. You could educate so many souls who are squandering, oppressed. They lack choices, freedom. What would you do with it?
Share it. Release it to the world.
Have you heard of the your fault traveled? Have you heard of the Lost Ones? I'll wait.
He says, yes. Some believe they are simply old spacer tales, drunk sailors. But no. They are a perfect example of what we fight against. Complacency, tyranny. Warlike conquerors. They thought not of what their machines or magic could do to save their people, only enslave them. They got what was coming to them.
Well, we believe them to be true and real and still out there, and we hope that the library will provide us information about them.
He will say the Lost Ones or the horrors they created.
I think yes.
I think yes.
Right? That's the answer?
Yeah, Hester's Hester. I always say Hester's mom, who's also named Hester. Hester believes that it is very possible that there is still a small group of Lost Ones somewhere. She's more concerned about the Clockwork Horrors, but if you find the Lost Ones, you might be able to figure out how to defeat the Clockwork Horrors.
Correct.
It is two-pronged.
Yes, and any information at all, as we're all at a bit of a loss chasing myths and whatnot, but either would do, as yes, we would seek to undo the horrors they have unleashed, and hope that salient information we found in the library. After that, and should we free it from the Horde, it would of course return to back to use. People of proper education with a card. So
he says, and how would you disperse this information? Certainly wouldn't give it to the keepers of Ptah or the Seekers. They would monopolize it. It wouldn't be truly free.
Does anybody else want to feel that?
Yeah, your mom's like, I was just going to use it to beat up some robots.
Yeah, we're mostly concerned with the beating up robots.
I suppose yes. That's a reasonable question. I'd say that We haven't quite figured out the answer to that yet.
It seems so out of reach until our purposes aligned.
He said, very, very faintly smiling. Almost mockingly. But that might just be this dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Cool.
He said, "It was hopeless, and now you have hope. Before you had no thoughts of what to do with it. Now you must think on what to do with it."
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not so much the what, it's more the how. It's given me pause to ruminate. Because the what should be sharing the information if it's worth sharing.
Interesting. If it's worth sharing. And who makes that decision?
I suppose the people who, whether they choose to take part in it or not.
He says, yes, it is up to the people. Any power structure which puts others, ones above others, is, well, by its very nature, imbalanced. And it breeds tyranny, greed, arrogance, pride.
That is true. Any sort of supremacist movement definitely poisons itself.
Yes. Yes, perhaps I see what you have done. He says there are rumors about us that
Are there?
we think we're better than others.
I hadn't heard of that.
It is not that the Tabaxi are better than any other folk. It is that all of them have failed, whereas we, not Tabaxi, but this group, we won't. They have fallen to greed, arrogance, pride, the elves, dwarves, humans. Their societies are built on it. We will be truly free once we get away from their sins.
In Zyvan.
In Zyvan.
What do you know of Zyvan?
We know it is a place that can be protected, where our way of life will go uninterrupted by governments, moralists, philosophers.
You sound so certain.
I am certain.
You know what to expect there when you arrive.
It is our promised land. And if we get kicked out of there, I guess Salt Lake City.
Sure.
No, he will say it is our promised land. I have been assured of it.
Well, your certainty is very clear. So getting this gate is very important to you.
It is.
So what think you on the notion of trying to get it from this dragon?
Storm of Stars.
Yes.
And you... Is the library your goal or one of your friends?
The library? Well, when I discovered its existence, it sort of become a bit of a fascination. But it wasn't originally my goal.
But people must be flexible, change their goals. Always move forward. No. It is to be commended.
Thank you.
There are not many warriors among my people. That I frown upon violence in all forms. But in our past lives, some of us could fight, cast spells. There are a number of us. And I fear that a tactic of distraction will not be enough time for us to remove the library or the gate from this dragon's horde. Unless we aim to take the dragon elsewhere.
Worth considering. Quick roll call. Does anyone have banishment?
No. I'm interested in a spell for 10th level that does something similar to that, but we're not there yet. So
let me meta bounce this off of you, Andrew, especially because we're spell jamming. Presumably, Ignan's home plane is not Chaosdrum. If we manage to banish,
has it become his home plane now?
The thing is,
good question.
Because he's got a lair.
So Chaosdrum is on the prime material plane, as
Correct.
are all Forgotten Realms as are all Dungeons and Dragons campaign settings. So technically, even though he is in a different sphere, he is on the same plane if he is from the prime material plane. There is, and I will even fairly roll it, there is a chance he is not from the prime material plane. He is crazy ancient.
Yes. He might be from the fire plane or the what did they call the chaos before all this? Anyway, but okay. Still not a slam dunk. We can't just hope to
and I'm trying to see
banish and hold it for a minute.
What's her face has it.
Let alone layer actions, let alone legendary resistances that we'd have to get through. Either way, we're fighting the dragon to get to a point where we can try and banish it.
Yeah, we have to either eliminate or
Lure him.
And
well,
we
then
try and
there's the
lure
whole,
it.
how do you get a library out of a cave?
Yeah.
We will have other concerns once we get that far, yes.
Even book by book, your bag of holding would burst first.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But even just like, and then this gate, like they're gonna have to just leave from there, right? Or else you're gonna take the gate. Like, how do you take? How?
Yeah,
What's
their plan was to just use it then and there.
Right.
But then there's a ritual to activate it, and then they got to get 80 people through it.
That's at least 10.
Yes. Our problem still has a giant ancient dragon in the way.
Dragon-sized problem, right?
One that's obviously established and is probably quite fond of its horde, so it's not going to be like we can just be like, just relocate. Or just let us have the ancient otherworldly library and gate to a legendary dimension.
No, they're my favorite otherworldly library and ancient gate.
Damn it. Can we get you a gate of equal value?
Instead of a spell to banish Ignan, is there a spell that could easily move those big things?
Easily, no. I'd rather suspect that it went and snatched them up. It's so big. It does have a real seeing problem, but it has like some first edition crap. Like, it's got horde sense. If we misplace gold coins, it's
100% has horde sense. That is how it saw Hester the first time.
Yeah. No, it's
she was invisible.
It's on some bullshit. So,
well, we could fight the dragon.
Or lure it away from its precious lair.
But what would lure it away? Another prize? An insult? Another foe?
It's got to leave at some point to gather more things, right?
Do you think it's susceptible to riddle contests?
That's a good question.
Yeah, but
does it have a
see.
support network? Does it have like an army of kobolds
What's in your
and
pocket
dragonborn?
isn't a riddle.
Not a riddle, Bilbo. Hester, your mom is thinking and thinking, and she says, "I didn't last terribly long in the fights, but thinking back on it, it did seem to particularly hate the cold. I don't know if you were in. I don't know how much you could feel while in the lair, but that thing was cranked to like 105. Like that radiator's broken.
Yes, no, it's very old dragon, so it's thin-skinned. Well, and here's the thing, and at this point I am proposing a combat scenario, which I don't know is our best bet, because this thing is going to be scary, but we also have, like, airships and stuff. If we can get it out of the lair enough to fight it, we have advantages that most adventuring parties our level don't necessarily have, which is that we can fight in three-dimensional space. That still has us tempting it out. It's still putting all of us in danger, including our crafts.
It also removes its lair actions if we get it out of the lair.
If we can get it out of there, yes, which I'm sure it has a vested interest in not doing. Is there a way that we can approach it would have to be on Chaos, as we discussed before. Is there a way to get a rival of its?
Right.
To potentially, play whose horde is bigger with it. Is there a way that we can smuggle our crystal dragon friend, who's very fond of chains, on board? There was the idea of rustling up allies and Hesters of every world or something. But again, we have a impermeable barrier of chaotic evil that we have our workaround. Everyone's going to have to get their own. Which
I
is
think we could get a pass onto the island. I mean, onto the sphere
yes,
if we needed to, right?
My mother apparently is still in contact with one.
Yeah, she's still got one. Which you could all get on one ship and just take one ship there, but then you're down ships.
Ships, yes.
We potentially have, 3 ships? We have the White Pine, the Winter's Tooth, and the Charming Anecdote.
Yeah, and the White Pine is big enough to fit everyone. The Winter's Tooth, less so, and your ship, you're kind of at max capacity right now.
Yeah.
So, is there any merit in just taking the White Pine and thus throwing ourselves at the mercy of strangers? Potentially.
Warminster loaded up with all your footlongs.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yes, and
my kind of away mission.
Let's say, since we can't have all of this, that we are kind of openly having this discussion. Sure. Certainly, let's open it up to them. But we are also not necessarily suggesting that our only method of dealing with this is to full frontal assault a dragon. But let's discuss plans, etc. That way, this is at least nakedly in front of them enough. If Eyes of Fire is just kind of like, yeah, cool. I was planning on giving you 2 axemen and being like, have at it, or what have you. But and as you said, my mother kind of chimed in.
And how many troops? How many battle-ready Tabaxi?
He says less than a dozen.
Yeah. So 11 less. That's still 11 more than we have. And they are all like monkish or castery or fightery or a mix.
It's a mix. It is a mix. He did mention specifically there were some spellcasters. Your impression from Friend of Foe and Edge of the World was like that one was a ranger and one was a fighter, maybe?
Yes. And they've all supposedly pounded their swords into plowshares, but
Right.
your promised land lays beyond a dragon, and perhaps
Certain allowances
you may have
be
to stain
made.
your goodwill one last time.
Right.
I'd-
Service to the cause, all of that.
Believe you me, I wish that this could be solved with a reading contest, but I doubt that's.
Who says it can't? Who can read the most books?
Oh
You
my
feel
God,
you feel in a little bar.
Yes, I absolutely roomed with someone like this in my freshman year. Divination freshmen are really spacey, so this whole, oh, you didn't have a reason to before, but now you do. Like, yeah, familiar with this whole shtick. You come back, it's smoky in the room, and they're just hitting the fan, like, just kind of like, oh, I don't know, hot plate must have, yeah, hot plate didn't overheat. It smells like weed for days in here. Anyway, that's a different problem for a different time. So, I don't know. Do we have to fight this dragon? It has everything we want. The whole campaign is like in this thing's house. Like, I don't see how else we do it. Even a heist is going to involve like multiple parties of us in there. Yeah. Is there anything it wants? Is the only thing I can think of.
Right. I mean, do we know anything about it more than we've already researched?
It seems to like treasure.
Right.
Sure does.
So
on brand. We lure it with a treasure.
Yeah, Windvania says, "Oh, if only I had my seeing stone, maybe would want that."
If only, dear. Well, and
why would you think it would really want
I
that?
can't
Is
put-
it that
yeah.
rare?
Yes.
Would you be willing to part with such a thing for the sake of this endeavor?
To help my best friends.
See. We are just in confidence, we told you. Eyes of Fire. Yes, Eyes of Fire.
Yes.
Will you be needing your Starjammer in Zyvin?
No.
We have a whole goddamn Spelljammer that we could offer then. Not to speak for you, but if you don't need to take it with you and all material possessions are bondage or something like that, then that's going to look pretty sweet on a shelf. You know what I mean?
Yeah. After you say that, he kind of makes intense eye contact with you, Hester, and he says, "I have let go of all my earthly tethers. Have you?"
You got nope. I have not. You got me there. If only someday. You know what I mean?
So, to Hester's point, then
Yeah, this
the
is
ship is something
it's
that
all over
could
again.
be on offing. Yes.
Yeah, especially if you don't want to take the thing from the dragon, you just want to use it. I bet you a ship would be like, get you at least all of your people in there.
I would say have your warriors ex-warriors and ex-wizards still prepared in case that doesn't work. But if we go there bearing gifts, we might be able to bribe our way into the things we want. And I'll kind of message on the down low, Marley and Storm in turn. We need to leave with exactly one thing from there. We don't need to leave with the library.
No. But your mother wants
That
to
will be when we
consult
piss it off. But if we can do that on the way out, that would be pretty decent.
Hester has seemed to kind of has kind of been thinking about all this, and what Windvania said does kind of pique her interest a little bit of like, maybe we we could get the library out. If we trade the Galantir, all knowledge for just some, I don't know.
It does seem a relative trade. It's rather than having an Encyclopedia Britannica, it's having Google.
Yes, it's a real shame we lost it, though, says loudly to the Tabaxi.
That should be job one.
Can't just
getting our hands on that.
Probably under a sofa.
You could look around for it if you want.
We should start looking at once, absolutely. But what say you, Eyes of Fire? Your Spelljammer for access to their portal, and we will see if we cannot find something of equal measure to gain access to the library. Do you have you saved any of your flock of previous woeful immorality? Was anyone chaotic evil before they joined your crew?
Almost certainly, but now they wouldn't be, because I'm a good guy.
85%.
Yeah, well... Oh, adjacent is also acceptable. So certainly you got at least one lawful evil bastard on your team. I know they're telling you they're not, but I got to tell you they are.
He says, we are more than willing to part with our ship. Yes, and you're asking this so you can get a second crystal, so you all can.
Yes.
Okay, good. Because
once they give the ship, yes, we got no way back out.
He wasn't going to be a jerk. He was going to make sure you all do that.
Okay.
Marley.
Don't we have Knifey that is chaotic something or other?
I don't trust him to fill out the paperwork, quite frankly. As far as chaotic,
Knifey,
yes.
Knifey, you can see Knifey's legs are kind of sticking out of the trash can, and he shoves one of the empty moose tracks containers. And he slices it open, and he's just licking the inside of the moose tracks container.
Yeah, he's got to be chaotic evil.
You guys, iced cream is so good.
It's gonna get tight in those sealed containers later.
You know what, Knifey? That's one thing you can get from a gas station, and it's probably okay.
Is iced cream?
As long as it's prepackaged.
I loathe all goblin NPCs. Swear man.
Mrs. the Captain. Just stab at my very soul.
I don't apologize, I shan't. Yes, no, absolutely. We have a... Yes, should you not have any evil people appropriate, might we suggest a lovable stowaway on offer for the low price of please just take it.
Always been here.
Absolutely.
A friend of foe said, we got our own goblin stowaway. Some monk on the surface wouldn't leave us alone when he found out what we were doing. So,
man, I have to keep remembering this character wasn't there. I have inside jokes about that. But
is he there or not there? Is he a stowaway or not a stowaway?
Who can say? And who cares?
Schrodinger's stowaway.
He had let go of all his earthly possessions, and he didn't seem to care about anything. So,
including all of his opinions on things.
He was perfect.
He was the truest neutral you've ever met. All right. Well, then I say we approach with the meaning to parlay, and should that break down, then we do our best.
All right. So I'm going to talk to a dragon.
If that's what you heard, yes.
Yeah, I think so. Well,
yeah. No, it's
Definitely
certainly
not.
going to be part of it.
all right.
Mother, how do you feel about that? Any consternation about meeting your killer? Do your blood scream for revenge, or are you content to get to the information you wanted?
I don't need revenge, no. I just want the information and for everyone to be safe.
Well, in your... At the risk of making it sound trivial, in your brief interaction with him, did you get the impression it just didn't like you were sneaking? Did it attempt to parley with you at all? Or?
I think it didn't like that I was a, quote, hobbitses.
Oh, now that is not okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to talk with him, but just saw red and attacked.
Does that mean
It doesn't mean he...
Lily shouldn't go?
Or at least stay off the gold.
Or we cover your aura or your smell or something?
Can you disguise self, Lily?
No, but I can disguise as elf. Is that the same thing? Is that what you mean? Yes. No, I do not have that. We had a certain cocaine dealer who was on the team for a minute who had that, but if we do recall, I am a master of disguise. I have a maid's outfit, and I can do a variety of accent.
Yeah, what was the character you used on Autocat?
Bellatrix, the weirdest.
Deranged.
That was it. Master of disguise, me.
That's right.
I was both amusing at a pinch, and yes, and I have a maid's outfit, so that's half the job done.
Well, if we want to confuse the dragon, that sounds like a great idea. And we may want to confuse the dragon.
Yes, if it plans on being racist, then that will be a bridge to overcome.
Right. Or, an aficionado of a certain snack type. As it perceived. But yes.
Hobbits wrapped in bacon.
Okay, I have ice spells, by the way. Just saying, if it comes to that, I can ice knife with the best of them.
I also have ice spells.
Can we affect the climate?
I don't know.
My
if any of
mother
you have
Oh, we have a druid. Do you have ice storm or?
yes.
I have
Sleet storm or
sleet
anything?
storm.
Yeah. Okay.
So that will probably go a long way to affecting the environment.
Well,
If it's likes things toasty.
Yes, if this comes to blows, which I have to say, I'm kind of half and half on wanting this to just go down. Let's fight an ancient red dragon. Also, that's terrible advice. But yeah, should it come to that?
So we're doing it right.
Almost certainly.
Sorry, I was looking up control weather because I was like, maybe that you all can't have control weather.
No.
I mean, Marley can, but 17th level was when she'll get it.
Yeah.
I see.
I thought it was a
It's
much
definitely-
lower level spell.
It is a powerful spell.
We just
Definitely
take
not
a
at level
quick.
9.
We just take a quick 8 more level dip in druid, and we come back to this. We table this forever.
Gotta
Yeah,
just
it'll
do
only
some
be
side quests.
Episode
back to the main
150
quest.
by then.
Yes. The universe will be eaten and mechanized by then.
Maybe that
And we'll
dragon
all-
will just be dead.
Yes. And we'll pick up a Suburbia campaign next week.
Yeah.
No, so we should be prepared. Prepare your warriors and wizards. It doesn't like cold. Don't group up. And this thing is going to for sure have 3 actions a turn minimum.
So we're going to go on Chaosdrum, approach the lair, open,
And we will
attempt to parlay,
yes.
be ready to throw down, see how it goes.
Yes.
Worst comes to worst, so you can always run away.
Or die. Yes. But,
Or run
There-
away.
there
I'm
is
looking on
that.
the bright side.
right.
Let's see, no, that's right. One of the things I was looking for was the range of it, which I think is just on the plane. Concentration up to 10 minutes, casting time 10 minutes, range self. So yes, I can scry on it
Before we go.
before we go.
Okay.
Which just put it in our list of assets. We have the ability to spy on it before we go.
See if he's even home.
Yes, although what does it eat? You know, I think at that level they just kind of chill out.
Do we call it to come out and talk with us, or do we presume to cross
Which I
the
can also-
threshold?
I can also send to it.
There's that.
I kind of feel
think
like its whole deal is don't touch the gold.
Right.
So.
But I think if we plan to bargain with it, it's not going to fall for the old, hey, come out here real quick. Me and 40 of my friends just want to talk. I think it's probably seen that one before.
So maybe if we go to like the edge of the gold and like talk to him.
Probably back when it was crushing Pondville. No one bring up Bard the Archer. Or Archer the Bard.
It's Archer the Bard. Yeah,
It's Archer the Bard, that's right.
Arch the Barter.
Mm-hmm. And again, do we want to seek intelligence? Do we want to seek allies? Do we want? Is there anything else we can do to bring to bear to this situation? We have an entire sphere full of heroes and lore and all kinds of whatnots. We don't need to go next week necessarily, but
isn't like the whole deal with this place like the heroes can't like cross because
no. But perhaps we could look
otherwise,
up. If we look up lore on Ignin, can we find out who's fought Ignin? Is that person in another world? You know, is Archer the Bard on another one of these worlds? Can we get any advice? What is it like? What does it, you know, how can we appeal to humanity?
There is some merit to keeping it simpler, because the more other parties we involve, the more motives and interests
True.
they have to feel to navigate, which may come to bear when we're in the middle of a clutch situation surrounded by treasure. If we get to that point. I mean, who knows how easy it is to activate that gate? They say it's a ritual.
It's a ritual, yeah. Andrew, or one of your many NPCs you were about to say?
To prevent a 3-episode side quest that would end very funnily, Archer the Bard is straight dead. Like, has been dead for 1,050 years.
Okay.
You would have found a skeleton. It would have been funny, but it would have been 3 episodes.
We
Yeah,
need
so-
someone to cast True Resurrection.
Fast forward through that, we're all back
Right.
at Winvania. Well, that was a bust.
Would the
but
like head
Agreed.
office-
I actually almost wish you had done that, by the way, because that's pretty boss. We go, we search down clues, and we just find it's just a skeleton. And not even an animated one. So, bravo. Fast forward past that, and, well, next idea. I'm all out.
Would the like head office have like a file on him or something?
I think actually even Minerva found a book about him here, or listed in a book about him here.
Yes. Motherfucker, we can, just by pretending to be interested in his damn stories, the Tensor will talk our ear off about whatever we want. There's a non-zero chance we go back and just be like, hey, Tensor, you seem pretty boss, way better than Odaluk. You want to tell us about, you know, like, boss dragons you've met or something?
Haha, you got it.
Yeah, for sure. Screw Big Me, am I right? He's probably never faced Ignin. Lean in with microphone. You know what I mean? That dude will spill tea.
How about something like, I don't know, any fire resistance technology?
Ooh, that's going to be a great point.
Not just for us, but maybe for a ship.
Winvania can help, I think. Hold on.
Because not only is it wise to sort of think about cold aggressively, but maybe heat defensively.
Yeah, protection from energy.
Plus, there's fear dragons too. I can do counter charm and give us advantage on any of that,
Okay.
and or which is just me as an action, but that's me doing that as an action.
Yeah,
So
we're not nearly high enough level to have Hero's Feast available, right?
I don't think so. No.
No.
Heroism is similar in that it gives it.
Oh,
advantage
Heroism,
in
yeah.
that, but but I don't
It's
have
a
that.
one-off, but it does give
Yeah,
someone immunity to fear.
Although I don't know if Winvania has scrolls or stuff we could
Winvania
maybe.
does have some scrolls. Let's see. Winvania can cast.
That's where I got my
protection-
magic aura from, in fact.
Yeah, Winvania can cast protection from energy on one of you. It lasts an hour.
Yeah.
So it grants resistance to a specific energy type, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
a specific elemental energy type.
Great.
Also, holy crap, speak of magical gewgaws at once. I can Nistor's magic aura anything we've got and just kind of be like, oh, this is the magic bric-a-brac from Who's It What's, and it'll kind of be like, oh, I've always wanted that.
Okay.
I also have absorb elements, so I can.
Mm-hmm.
And I have elemental bane, which won't work in conjunction with sleet storm, but it will work if I do that. And for example, then you ice knife
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
because they're both concentration, so I can't sleet storm and then.
Okay. So Winvania would let you look at her spell book, Hester, which contains, for instance, protection from energy. And the following spells that I didn't list earlier.
Okay.
Arcane Eye, Continual Flame, Fire Shield.
Okay.
Hypnotic Pattern, Mirror Image, Misty Step, Modify Memory, Shatter, and Slow.
Oh, boy, I like all of them.
Fire Shield is the dope.
Yeah, do you have
Fire Shield.
Do you have a high enough slot to cast Fire Shield? It's like a 4th level spell.
I cast up to 5 right now, and if we do manage to get up to 10, I think I just get more 5th at that point. I don't think I have 6th.
Okay, Fire Shield is a 4th level spell.
Oh, cool. That's a great spell.
Now, is Fire Shield concentration and so is protection from energy?
Fire Shield is not concentration.
Ooh.
Fire Shield lasts 10 minutes.
Plus, you can do a cold shield, so that'll give you resistance to heat and inflict cold damage to anyone who melees you. So, and yet, that is a self, or is that a cast on other?
Self, only self.
Right, it's a good spell. I always like it.
The downside is Hester has to be biteable.
Yeah, that is true.
But it's good insurance in case.
But luckily,
suddenly you become biteable. You know,
well,
like
yes,
you're not planning on it. And then, whoa,
speaking,
dragon!
Racistly speaking, I'm the most biteable. So, bully for me.
Baitable.
Yeah, no.
Actually.
It has a racial predilection to.
What if we bluff? What if we bluff? Don't take this the wrong way, but what if we bluff that we're offering a tasty treat?
What's the right way to take it, Storm? Just asking for a friend. The friend is me. Well, because I'm not I get it. I'm not against it. I'm just wondering.
But we can make something else seem like a halfling.
I immediately looked at Knifey. If you guys weren't also looking at Knifey, I apologize.
I bet he'd be so down. If then he gets inside the dragon and starts stabbing.
Starts knifing away.
Right?
Absolutely.
It's a total Drax moment waiting to happen.
It's his destiny, probably. I'm willing to try. I'll sacrifice as many knifies as it takes.
Let's put a call out to the fam. Get them all in. Hey, we brought you a whole party platter, Draco. Take it.
Prevent Andy from ever inflicting one of these on us again.
The whole fam.
It just becomes a sort of sacrificial Kenny routine where we
never-ending
keep sacrificing goblin stowaways.
Knifey, stabby, pillowy,
smothery,
punchy, crunchy.
Yeah, jabby, pokey, slicey and dicey.
Slicey and dicey.
Slap chop.
Julianne.
Yeah, Julianne, their cousin Slap Chop.
I love slap chopping.
Okay. Well then, why don't we say gather ye resources, also to our new friends, Eyes of Fire and you lot. Gather anyone else you have, presumably you have scouting parties on all these worlds, to some extent. Gather ye forces. I'm going to have to do some writing, and perhaps some gold expending. and get a couple more things in my arsenal. And we shall approach with the intent to parlay reasonably and peaceably to get what we want and to get out. If that doesn't work, we will have these backup strats. I've been watching a lot of Summer Games Done Quick this week. We'll have our backup strats, and hopefully that means we can do the Ignan skip. It's tough, it's frame perfect, but I think we could do it.
Okay. How do you want to attempt to procure the second crystal you need?
I was going to put the Catman on it, but
they can certainly try, and there is always Knifey.
Yeah, no, I think send Alvar, Warminster, and Knifey back to the Council of Jackals, because they don't know we have another crystal. Oh, is it per ship? Or is it just we have a crystal visa?
An individual or a ship?
Oh, it's per ship. It's per ship.
Okay, so we already... All right.
So you have passage for one ship.
Haven't the cat people, like, been going to planets illegally anyway?
Not illegally.
Oh. Okay. Everyone's been alignment adjacent enough to be allowed on the planets.
They were told to leave. Okay, so essentially their leadership was told to leave, but they were allowed to kind of have a couple people who paid their way onto a couple planets.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Man, I kind of want to ask... We have time in the travel, but remind me to ask them, like, what's the deal with just offering to buy the sphere?
Yeah, they'll tell you that until they... If Zyvan was but a myth, they want a sphere where their grand experiment can flourish.
Right.
A sphere of true freedom.
Right.
What else do they say?
And it's just like a Comstock rapture situation. It's real Bioshock. They just want a place with no laws.
Yeah, true freedoms.
Sure.
What is it? To truly free everyone, you must first tear everything down, kind of thing.
Oh boy.
That's where they get the death cult moniker.
Zealots, perfect.
Yeah, what's the insight on this? Passive insight is 14. Sorry. Yeah, 14.
What do you mean? Like, is he sincere, or
do they feel dodgy? Do they feel dodgy at all? And I'll try, and if I don't get a solid read either way with a 14, I will delve with a roll.
I almost feel like that's not for me to like, and not for me to answer. And by what I mean by that is, he seems 100% sincere. So whatever Storm thinks about his philosophy is what Storm thinks about his philosophy.
Right.
Like this guy's laying it all out there, and if he is getting any one of these people to bite, Honey of Bees is hook, line, and sinker.
Right.
Then he gets converts, and that's all he cares about.
Was it news to Honey that the bald cat was?
Yeah, but now she's kind of into it.
Okay, sure. Wherever the wind blows,
being adaptive is one of the ideals.
Yeah, meow. If I'm allowed to say that.
Sure, absolutely. You're not allowed to say hobbits, though. By the way.
No, that's not okay.
No, it's not okay.
Let alone hobbits is.
No.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I'm gonna.
Do we?
Yes.
All right. This is somewhat metatextual as well. Do we need another episode to set up everything we want to do here? Like, Storm, do you want to infiltrate the cat cult for a minute? Like, go with Honey, maybe, and be on board their ship and see what they're about. Maybe see if you have any relatives on board. Is there anything else we could and should get done before we kind of commit?
Go to Dragon.
Go to Ignan. And Andy, do you have an opinion on that? As far as like, I really have you guys going to the dragon next episode. If you could do that,
I would like you to go to the dragon next episode, but that is not prescriptive.
I
do have a question for you, but go ahead, Timothy.
I was going to say I agree with Andy. I mean, it's sort of in a similar place, and I feel like if there is more character revelation, it'll happen.
Okay.
Yes, nothing.
Especially if we're hanging out with these guys, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
and nothing you can do will lock off any. There's no gate. There is no gate.
Yeah. We're not going to. Yes.
I also. Sorry. Go ahead.
My only question it is for you all to consider. If you plan on giving the dragon the Galantir, is there something you want to use it for before you give it to him?
No.
Good question as well.
I knew Marley's answer was no.
Absolutely not.
And again, let's not. I mean, it is a deceit, and this thing is ancient as hell, so it's going to see naturally through a lot of deceits, or at least have a pretty good check. But I can magic aura like I don't know how many slots do I got. I can magic aura a number of things and kind of be like, look at all the array of great crap I just brought you.
Well, if we're really
better off in like 10 hours, but
yeah, he has an array of appraisal though.
So... gross.
If we're really, is it like through one of those lens? Like,
yeah.
It's got a jeweler's loop.
If we are in fact offering the Galantir to the dragon in a fair trade for access to the gate, and the library, and free passage with our lives back out, then Storm is of the opinion that honesty is the best policy.
Okay.
If we aren't truly going to make that offer, then there's nothing. We don't need to lie, because he feels like that's just going to cloud the waters. You know, it's like having a difference of opinion with someone and then bringing up something that is beside the point to just aggravate the situation. Like, we don't need to do that, and he doesn't like to lie anyway. So that works. I think that's going to make him feel. If that is, he will lie and he can lie. He just doesn't like it. So,
So we're going to go in with the offer of the Galantir for the library, access to the library, or the library itself.
What is it your mother wants? The whole library? Or
to look up the lost ones and their mechanical horrors.
Right. So...
things that our away team has kind of collected, but...
she has a plan. It's a bad plan that will take a lot of time.
Perfect. Runs in the family.
Yeah.
So do we need to get hip to that plan?
But here's
that going to affect our...
even barring that, and the fact that our interns likely have a lot of the information we might want, they just haven't come back yet. We need access to the Horde, so that what we really want is the Raven Eggs statue head.
So close.
Ruby red gushers.
They're rare.
They're very rare, and we're gonna get them.
Are we thinking the dragon will not part with the blood crystal raven skull?
Not on purpose. So there's still a heist element to this. We are going there still under kind of false pretenses. They're just more true than not. Because what we really want to do is off-ski with the thing.
Do we think we could get a 2-for-1 deal? Is that Palantir? Or Galantir?
It's really potent. I mean, we don't know
do we want to
what is just using the library? You know? It's a real exchange.
But that is what got Hester killed the first time. So
yeah, but she was doing it in a sneaky, not good way.
Oh,
sneaky
so
plus
sneaky. Well, this whole stream is taking a turn.
Marley Q.
She's not a hobbit anymore. She's a halfling anyway.
Marlington Q Kazoo. This is okay, so we get them to offer their boat for access to the that's kind of independent of us, but we're kind of going as a single purpose, and if the shit goes down, we got to be ready. There should be a song about that. Do we want to go in and just kind of be like, hey, the Galantir for the ruby red
gushers.
Ruby red grapefruit.
Yeah. I just feel like then we're giving away our hand. That's what we really want, and then it Andy, what's that over there? And then it's gonna barter harder for it, kind of like, oh, you want this? Then this is Like if we just kind of like, oh, we just want to browse your library and try and steal the skull, but then
we have to barter smarter. Barter.
There we are. Also, the minute we move that thing, it's just going to be like something moved in my hole.
Wow. Yeah. I can't dimension door unless he's got some sort of teleportation jam and or counterspell kind of action. But I can counter his counterspell too. We'll cross that bridge if we need to. But
right. I think there's still a daring escape in our future, but if we can avoid going toe to toe with an
do we send in
red
one
dragon
person? Do we send in?
No, that feels. If we were going to do that, then I would suggest using the Seeing Stone to go through the back door and see if we couldn't lift it that way first. You go in, you have the good charisma save. I watch your back by reading your thoughts. We try and sneak it out. I can manipulate reality to give you good rolls if you need them. We try that. If it's just... Go ahead.
Marley's quest is for her to get the skull. If you want to do that, Marley has to go through the Galantir.
That's a bad idea.
Or
she
could get it, and then she could kick my ass and take it from me.
She has an almost medical allergy to duplicity, so I don't think that's going to work.
That's true.
Her charisma save is -1, I believe.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You don't want Marley making a Christmas save.
No. Okay, so we're going.
All right, then I guess it's at least the two of us. If your quest is, you're coming in with me, I guess.
Let me grab Fire Shield and protection from energy. There was a bunch of good stuff there. Slow is good, but a lot of it's going to start being over.
Good for spine.
And I am creepy AF. That has been established. That's canonical. I am a spire most foul. But Arcane Eye.
You can
Isn't that set it, forget it?
Arcane Eye? Let me take a look.
I thought it was kind of like Magic Mouth, where you kind of put it on a place and it did the thing.
Yeah, I think so.
So that's and listen, yes, it's definitely on my wish list, but it's not something. Casting time 1 action. Oh, okay. Concentration for up an hour. Okay, it's kind of a mini clairvoyance, which I also have already.
But you can move the eye.
Yeah, I can move it around and stuff. Nice. Yeah, again, 100% want that spell, but as far as things are going to help us right now, Fire Shield and Protection from Energy are the big gets. Slow's good, but it's save or die. If it saves... Also, it's concentration, so I won't be able to do two things at once. Let me focus on those two, as it's already being done as more or less a favor. Unless we level up, which we'll talk to Andrew about soon. So let me focus on transcribing the things that are going to save our asses directly. And then we'll go in and hope to barter, and if it gets violent, then we break out all our cold spells and...
So, all right, so we show up. The three of us at least are going in.
Yes, well, and my mother should probably go, but...
4, right. And then we taking our Tabaxi friends, or are we calling...
We are going in party with them, but I think they have their negotiation and we have ours.
Okay.
Right? They want access to a different thing.
So they're offering the ship to get to the gate, and that's their part. They're going to offer the Galantir for the red blood crystal raven skull and access to the library. Is that right?
My plan was to be duplicitous and to offer it for access to the library and try to off-ski with the blood red crystal skull. If that... if you believe that it's better to go in and be like, hey, 1 for 1. Now, part of that is based on the idea that Marty, don't think that we need the library anymore. Because I think we have most of the information that we would find from it.
Oh, about the... Sure.
Now, there's presumably more there. There might be more first-hand accounts, but it's probably going to be like, would you like to read The Fall of the Civilization? Listen to their audio logs, conveniently left around the library in random spots. Then... I think there's probably still vital information there that we might be able to get, but I do think as far as...
Right, and if we need to somehow come back, if we survive this encounter...
Right.
And we don't get the library or access to it, it's either if we survive it because the dragon is dead, then problem we can take as much time as we want in there. If we survive it because we get away and the dragon's still there, we know where all the shit is and we can come back to it, right?
Right.
Theoretically, you know.
How about we lead with the 2-for-1 deal, and then if he's like, no, that's too much for 1 gallon tier, then we take off the library visit and see how that goes. See if we can negotiate for the Blood Crystal Raven Skull for the gallon tier.
Right. And what
so then it seems like he's getting a deal, like, oh, we wanted 2 things, but you're yanking our chain, like we've got to take 1 off. I guess it'll be the library visit. Dang. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes, Marley, we shall trick the ancient dragon with the BOGO deal. Yep. BOGO Baggins, we'll call it. And absolutely. No, actually, I don't think that's a terrible idea, though. Let's go in, bid high, and if it's just kind of like, fuck off, then we'll be like, all right, how about 2 copper pieces? And see where that gets.
I'm going to make that joke later.
Nice.
Do we know where the Blood Crystal Raven Skull is relative to...
I think, did you see it? I saw it.
Yeah,
but again, I know how much it shifts around. But yes, I saw it. Right, because that's what I spied on.
Yeah. I saw it in a dream. So
you saw it in a dream.
But as far as its precise location in the cave, that is information we have yet to determine.
Hester saw it in the cave.
And I trekked from there to the entrance to see where I was.
Unless it's been moved, we know where it is.
Correct.
Yes.
We know where it is. So if we do get in and start negotiating, if we try and place ourselves physically by this thing.
And do I have to scry on a person or can I scry on a thing? Let me look up scrying real quick.
Because that dimension door, I can take someone with me too.
Yes.
So if it had to be Marley grabs this thing and we're like GTFO, I could bamf out with you. That would just leave other people stranded too, you know.
Yeah. And Mother, do you have dimension door? Or because I have dimension door too, actually. I think. I have Misty Step for sure.
She has dimension door.
Okay. So yes, we've got a bunch of bamfing that we can do,
barring any.
And again, that might
magical limits on that, right?
Right. That might bring it to give chase anyway. But again, at that point, we've got a different problem. We have a very flitty, fast ship. We do not have a very durable ship. We don't want to be fighting a dragon from it.
We also have our magical walkie-talkies, so we could be in communication with the ship in case we got to hightail it out real quick. To be like,
100%.
Things are going south.
All right. I think we know what we need to do. It's just the fret of doing it and pulling the trigger. All right. So with your permission, Andrew, I'm going to pick up Fire Shield and Protection from Energy to help us in that endeavor.
Just mark off the gold for it, because when Vania can give you the inks, but she would ask to be reimbursed.
Okay.
So you don't have to go to a third location.
Bless you.
Do we have a treasury? Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you have a treasurer. Yeah,
I'm trying to look to see if I have any of that.
I don't recall it
written down.
If I drink a potion of speed, I still have to concentrate on haste spell. Or does it just affect you without concentration?
I have us down for 7,463 gold pieces.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
That's total, with not having split it up.
Right.
According to D&D Beyond, there is no concentration required for Potion of Speed.
Great. So I have one of those. So that will give me an extra action, make me faster, and increase my AC. So I'm probably going to pop that before any shit goes down. Okay. I also have a Potion of Heroism, which I think gives you help with fear, and also gives you temps, I think. So that someone can drink that. And I have 2 potions of greater healing just in case. That's my sort of loose inventory. I have some Jimmy Jangles coupons for more potions, but Found a location.
Oh, that's right.
Near me.
Yeah.
Could we,
I have a coupon for.
we are in hero space. Can we find a Jimmy Jangles potion?
There is a Jimmy Jangles potion, yeah.
Oh, well, okay,
then we might
cash in my coupon.
We might go cash
You
in
have
that
one too,
coupon.
don't you? We all have.
Yeah, we all have.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
man, 30 potions of greater healing.
Annoyingly,
Damn it.
Potion of Heroism does not cast Heroism. It casts Bless.
Oh,
it,
well.
it does give you temporary hit points.
Yes.
Okay.
It gives you 10 temporary hit points and Bless, which is just weird
Yeah, that it doesn't give you
that
heroism.
it doesn't give you Heroism.
That's
Yeah.
strange. It should be called the Blessed Drink or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's something.
What? Sorry, the first comment on that potion. I don't know how they read the potion and asked their question, but
Oh.
it's weird. It's a weird potion. But it's I still don't see how they have that question. Okay, so we're getting to it.
Mhm.
So Knifey, Alvar, and Warminster will go try and procure you a crystal.
Mhm.
They come back several hours later. Both Warminster and Knifey look like they were in a fight. And Alvar walks past you, throws the crystal, and says, "I don't want to talk about it," and then leaves.
Freaky Duke.
Can't wait to ask Warminster about
All right,
this.
so the
It's gonna be
discount
such a
is-
great story.
50 gold per spell level if it's within my school. Otherwise, it's 100 gold per spell level. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so then I'm spending 700 gold. We're all cool with this. This is a good investment in our future.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is there any of those spells that you listed? Because I apologize, I keyed in on the two that I ended up wanting. Are there any of them that are ritual spells that Storm could learn?
That's a good one. Could deal with some rituals.
Let me see if there's a quick and easy way to look at rituals. And on D&D Beyond, it's never been easier.
It's never been easier.
Never been easy.
There we are. Now, as it stands, we have 6,763 gold after I spent 700 of it.
Great.
Still in the green.
Yes. And those are two very, very good spells, too.
Yeah. Especially to our immediate future.
Yes.
What's the penalty for killing a dragon in hero space? Blackballed?
We're
Platinum
never
card?
allowed to come back.
It's a small fine. You're heroes. The law kind of bends your way anyway, right?
Okay, bards can't learn a crap ton of rituals. She has one that you can learn, however.
Uh-huh.
And that is comprehend languages.
Oh, I'll take it. Thank you.
Always a good one to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Book.
Yeah, and I think that's it.
Cool. She doesn't have identify, does she?
She does not.
That's cool.
I do, though. I can cast it. Actually, can you learn it from my spellbook? I can lend you my spellbook.
Don't know. Does it have to be... See, I've always been fuzzy. Do I have to take the ritual caster feat to be able to pick up rituals as I go? If I don't take... Because if I take a bard spell that has the ritual tag, like Identify, then I can cast it as a ritual. Because I know the spell. But if I encounter other people's spell books,
Right.
does it have to be a bard's spell book? Even if it's on my list?
Kind of curious.
Do I have
so,
to have that feat to do it? Because I've never quite had clarity on that.
Ritual casting. See spell casting.
Oh,
By God.
the index boogie is happening. I'm sorry, Andy. we can strike to catch this question
It
out.
should be... No, because I am curious, because I have an answer, but I don't think it's what the rule book would say, and I think the rulebook would actually be nicer than I am, so I want to get that answer.
Okay. Your answer is
certain spells have a special
shut
tag.
the hell up.
Such a spell can be cast following the normal rules for spellcasting, or the spell can be cast as a ritual. Ritual version of the spell takes 10 minutes longer to cast than normal. It also doesn't expend a spell slot, which means the ritual version of the spell can't be cast at a higher level. To cast a spell as a ritual, spellcaster must have the feature that grants the ability to do so. The cleric and the druid, for example, have such a feature.
I do too.
The caster must also have the spell prepared and/or his or her list of spells known, unless the character's ritual feature specifies otherwise, as the wizard's does. I don't understand. You must have something that tells you can do it, and everybody has the thing that tells them they can do it.
But the only thing, ritual casting in the rulebook just says you can cast any bard spell that is a ritual as a ritual. That's the only rule about it.
Yeah.
So my like, and like me, and this is me thinking about it lore wise, not mechanically, but like lore wise, bards cast spells differently than wizards. You come from different magical traditions.
Yep.
But at the same time, and then this is me just now thinking of a ad layer, you are a lore bard who is, and as such, are experts in learning spells from other traditions. So why shouldn't you be able to learn it from the wizard if it's a ritual? So,
right.
But I mean, you could also then counter argue and say, well, that's what the class feature of getting those 2 spells at 6th level instead of having to wait for 10th is, expressing. So, but the ritual caster feat I have in front of me. You've learned a number of spells that you can cast as a ritual. These spells are written in a ritual book, which you must have in hand. When you choose this feat, you acquire a ritual book, blah, blah, blah. Choose one of the following classes. You must choose your spells from that class's spell list. They must have the ritual tag. If you come across a spell in written form, such as a magical spell scroll, you might be able to add it. It must be on the spell list for the class. So it doesn't say that you need to have this in order to do it. So
yes, it's very strange.
If it's on my spell list...
Okay.
I hope this is riveting D&D, by the way.
This feels like I'm sure it is. Well,
Jeremy
Crawford rules nerd might be.
We were ending the episode anyway.
Yes.
Okay, so here is the thing that I think is the answer to this question. The way Bard and Wizard Ritual Caster in their class description is worded slightly differently. So the way the Bard, it says, is you can cast any Bard spell you know, but Bards have no way of mechanically copying spells from a different source. Wizards do. And Wizard specifies that you can cast a ritual spell as long as it is in your spell book. You don't have to have it prepared.
So I think I do need to have that feat in order to make it work the way we're proposing.
Correct.
So
yes.
I think that is true. Even though the feat itself doesn't expressly say that,
Right.
Yes.
it is inherent to the language and the ideas. So I agree with you. So comprehend languages, you're saying I can still take or no? Doesn't sound like I can.
No, you can't.
Because you don't have a way
cool.
to copy it.
No
You
problem.
have spells known, and that's it,
That's
right?
cool.
I am
But
off stream. I'm going to double check. I'm going to go to Sage Advice and double check this, and then obviously, I'll message you if you can take it, and then you can just take comprehend languages.
Right.
Because it's always good to have comprehend languages.
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, I have a similar situation in a game I'm running where I homebrewed a bard spell, and I just basically was like, a bard can teach another bard a song. It's basically teaching them the song.
Right.
Because it was also something with the ritual tag. So it's like, yeah, he can teach you this thing. It's going to take up one of your spell slots, but but you can learn it.
But I can't slide it to you on the cheap is part of the takeaway there.
I guess, yeah. But yeah, raw, I think is...
that sounds like we've gotten to what the bottom of even what Ritual Caster does then, is I guess warlocks and bards can take it. Right.
To then
to
sort of
expand.
go, I've got this spell.
Right.
And use it. It's a great argument to get to take the feat, because why the hell would you take it otherwise, unless you're like completely magic free?
I didn't even know that was a feat.
Yeah.
It's like a dual weapon fighting feat. It's like kind of like, what? sort of confused.
Well,
Like,
I
you
think
should call it
I
a
think
different
Kim
name.
from High Rollers has it for her character in Heroism, and I think as a warlock she wouldn't have access to be able to learn spells. But she's written down spells that she's since found, and I think it came from a ritual book.
Yeah, well,
so.
and I guess if you multi-class into Bard and you don't unlock ritual, no, because you would. You just don't unlock certain proficiencies when you multi-class. You unlock all the class features. I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, it's like there's a feat that I tell people never to take because I let you use it. Oh, it's war magic. I just let like arcane knights and paladins cast spells while having things in their hands.
Oh, right, the shield aspect of it, right.
Yeah, like
to
you don't need a free hand to cast magic missile if you're an Eldritch Knight. Like you're already fighting an uphill battle. I'm not making you take a feat. Maybe I should. They're broke. Okay. So
Maybe that's why they're broke, is because you're letting them do that.
I mean, it's usually my fault. I give paladins magic shields and never again. Okay. So, is there anything else you all want to do before we wrap up this episode? Otherwise, next time we will pick up heading to the dragon final preparations.
Yes.
Sites.
I don't mean to belabor the point, only that it was part of our barrier to entry, so to speak, metatextually, by comforting a cloud giant.
Yes, you level up. Is that the question?
Yes, that is.
You level up. You all confronted you comforted the giant. You confronted the cult.
Yes,
you didn't get into it.
We've completed several side quests.
Wow, this is exciting. That means I'm gonna get. Wow, this is great.
Can we stop by Jimmy Jangles on the way there? It can be next episode.
Yeah, there is one in Chaos Room because he is a terrible person.
Oh shit! Yeah, he doesn't care, right? He's like the Papa John.
He's enslaved an entire clan of goblins. We all saw it. No, I agree. He is a monster. Fantastic.
We should do a return stream and
we should fight the whole planet. I'm pretty sure they frown upon it. But...
Oh, Chaostrum? Yeah.
We can pick a fight with anyone there.
The Dragon Horde. Well, once we listen to us get
ethically null. I feel like we
last words. We set up with the Dragon Horde as our new base, and then we take the planet, and then say, "Here 100%. You go, Death Cult."
New campaign idea. This is what it is now.
Look, if you all want to do it, I'm down.
Yeah, right.
We'll do it.
Maybe we do an alternate stream, like the mirror universe version of our characters.
Well, this is just proof Jay hasn't taught Andy to say no yet.
Star of Storms, the chaotic evil Tabaxi Bard.
Yarlum would be my character.
Yarlum. Right, you're all hardcore, death Shadar-kai.
All I do is lie.
Super pierced and shit. More piercings than you have unpierced.
All I do is lie.
Instead of just the back tattoo, I've got tattoos everywhere.
Right.
Real 4th edition Shadar-kai.
Sounds like next episode is going to be a humdinger.
I think it will be. Especially with 10th level, that's...
Yeah, one breath weapon still will destroy me without that fire shield, so let's just keep that.
Well, now I have magical secrets as well, so I get 2 any spells. So that'll be interesting. And 2 expertises.
Since we started a little late, let's keep geeking out about what 10th level will bring us, because I just got the third eye. Starting at 10th level, you can use your action to increase your powers of perception. When you do so, choose one of the following benefits. I can gain dark vision, ethereal sight, greater comprehension. I can read any languages for free. And I can see invisibility. I can just choose one of those.
Really great. It's like true sight split up into different pieces.
Yes.
That's pretty great.
Sign into my account again.
Do you get more spells too?
Oh yes, for sure. I will get
at least 2 more, right?
Yes. Let's see. Yeah, that I will actually look in the traditional book. I'm close. Where am I? I'm close. I should probably look into that book of Soup's made up spells.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
That is
actually,
a
I
good
do.
one.
I already have like synaptic static and a couple other things from there. Mind knife. That's made up as hell.
Knife.
Let's see, what
And it is the
this?
broken divination spell because you attack with it and gain spell slots back. Where the hell's my player's handbook? There it is.
Oh, great. CC's spirit totems now buff summons.
Yes.
And you learn the
You're gonna have a handy chart of all things we can summon, right?
Oh, and
Yeah.
I gave oh no, that's the other, that's your intern. Corey has the ability to summon animals.
Combo.
Somebody does. I can't remember. Maybe it wasn't Corey.
I can summon animals.
No, I know you can, but one of the interns was charmed with it.
Oh.
It might have been Villyana, actually.
Yeah.
That
I
sounds
don't
about
think
right.
That's
Yeah.
Corey.
Right, yeah. But I'll check that character sheet in a moment. All right.
Level 10, baby.
And you get Guardian Spirit. And
I've been fantasizing about this level for so long. I'm at a loss to remember what my plans were.
And you just get you get magical secrets. That's
Yeah, no, it's great.
yeah. I was, and then
I'm just trying to remember what my picks are.
Yeah,
Then I get
that's
2 expertises.
picking the pocket of neighboring spell
Yeah.
casters.
And 5th level spells, right? Pretty.
Yes,
Awesome.
and by the way, I have it on relatively good min-max or authority that picking the pocket of paladins is pretty good because otherwise you don't get into the paladin spell school.
paladins and rangers.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah, because all their spells are staggered. So you get a 5th level spell, and it's the equivalent of like a 8th level spell or something.
Mhm.
I mean, relative scale. Like, Steel
They
Wing
got
Strike
bad
is one of
auras.
those.
all right, so I
And
mostly
also,
get
Destructive Wave is another one. Paladin spell is pretty great.
as far as spell slots go, I just get a second, fifth, but that's pretty big. That's no
Mhm.
small potatoes, and then I get to learn more spells, so that's good.
According to a sheet you sent me a billion years ago, Timothy,
Uh-huh.
Dispel Evil and Good was one of the ones you were considering
Yep,
for magical
I was.
secrets.
Because that's a really good Banishio spell. And it's sort of... I was also looking at Misty Step.
Yeah, it's...
to think about
Oh, and my
this.
arcane recovery, I can recover up to a 5th level spell now, which I think is the cap.
Good. I think you're right.
I don't think we're going to get a nap in the middle of our dragon negotiations, but worth considering.
Might knock you out.
Yeah.
Look on the bright side.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my inspiration goes up to D10 too. That's really great. I get one more 5th level slot. Yeah, level 10's pretty good.
Yeah, what is it? Yeah, there's an aura spell that I always like for... I think it's Aura of Life. It just bonus
Aura-
action heals.
Aura of Vitality.
Yeah,
is the one
Vitality.
I'm thinking of. Yeah, the one where you can bonus action add a 2d6 healing
Yeah.
to everybody, including yourself. I have also looked at that too because I feel like Storm has clericy, paladin-y side to him a little bit, just as far as like wanting to take care of people.
He's certainly a champ.
Try to be
A champion.
champion. Champignon. He's a mushroom waiting to happen.
Get him.
French mushroom. Champignon. We are being...
Better than being a chevalier.
It's probably
I'm just a horseman.
horseman. That's yes. I wonder, is that equivalent for centaur too in French? There he is. Yay!
Okay.
Hey.
There's Bart. It's Archer the Bard. He's with me from his grave. Don't come find me. It'll waste your time.
It's just
Wait
a
till you
waste
get
of
true
time.
resurrection at 9th level.
Boy, I'm glad I scried on him.
Okay.
He's just like going.
Yes, let's
outros
take this off
and-
screen.
All right,
Plugs.
that's right. We're still streaming.
We're still streaming. Yeah. Liz just asked, "Are you supposed to be streaming still?" And
Are
I
you
said,
guys flipping through books as in character? Yes. Yes.
It's
I am.
all very instructive.
Yes, as
We're in a
someone
vast library.
our YouTube most consistent YouTube commenter did at one point say, "Did you all level up? What happened?" So it is
Yeah.
it is good to talk about level ups occasionally.
Absolutely.
But outros and plugs. Timothy.
Hi, I'm Timothy. I have been the legendary Storm of Stars tonight. And I'm looking forward to us meeting some kind of fate with this dragon next episode. We'll see what happens. Hopefully the level up will give us some, added oomph. Vote early. Write your representatives. Text. I think it's 50 or text USPS to 50439 resist bot. They'll generate letters for you to your representatives. Black Lives Matter. It's not trending the way it used to, but it's still relevant, just as much as it has been. Recommendation: Lovecraft Country on HBO. Episode 1 was. It's amazing. That's it. Big love.
Awesome. Cece.
Hi, I'm Cece, aka Soup, aka Soupscut on Twitter and Instagram. I had an art post. Yay! For the first time in forever. So if you want to check that out, it was a pretty cool 4-part commission. Four-part. I'm having trouble with my numbers in my hands tonight. So
And you want us to hire you as our designer.
It's a cool 4-part commission from our very own friend of the stream, Garrett, who has been running our Beyond the Wall campaign on Sundays, of his home game, their characters. So it's pretty cool, I must say so myself. So yeah, check it out. And then all the things that Timothy said: save the post office, vote, Black Lives Matter, keep the good fight.
And Marty.
Yes. Let's get down to brass tacks. There's something on your screen right now. It's hidden behind one of these buttons. Just start pushing them. Can't go wrong. Push multiple buttons just in case. Some combination of like and subscribe probably unlocks some kind of hidden energy pellet or something. Beyond that, absolutely, Black Lives Matters. Breonna Taylor's murderers are still out there. Elijah McClain's murderers have yet to be brought to justice. Those things are not trending as much as they used to, but they absolutely should be. Vote, vote, vote. If you are able-bodied and feel safe, vote in person to avoid shenanigans. Vote early, as early as possible. If you presume shenanigans, go to the whitest, most affluent neighborhood around you and drop it in their mailbox, because I guarantee you that shit's getting delivered. Anyway, just plan ahead, vote, don't let tyranny reign. It's almost like why we play these kinds of games.
As always, I echo everything that everyone said. In addition to all that, there's still a bunch of pandemic stuff. It hasn't gone away because we got bored of it, everybody. So be safe, wear your mask, social distance when you can. But please vote, and just do whatever you can. Be kind, and we love all of you. I always forget I have to do a thing.
What's the pandemic thing you were talking about?
Oh, don't worry about it.
Okay.